what advice do you have, for picking those investors, and, how do you do this interrogation to decide who's coming along for the ride, especially knowing that they're going to be a part of your life and potentially kind of your boss for, the better part of a decade?
Yeah. So I didn't realize it was an interrogation, but but in many ways, I do get asked a lot about from other entrepreneurs. How do you think about picking investors, picking the board? Let me sort of give you the naive view that I had actually, and luckily overcame. I think a lot of entrepreneurs get sort of caught up in percent of the company, voting power, and stuff like that, right? And and they said, look, I'm going to pick a few investors, but I want more voting power, or I want my 2 investing board members, I want to pit them against each other, right? You know what I mean? And that's just insanity, right? Because what you're really doing is you're really tackling something that's really, really hard and has never been done before, which by definition means you're going to go through a whole bunch of challenges, right? And I don't know what the right metaphor is, right? Maybe Lord of the Rings, right? But you have a group of people that are trying to tackle a big challenge. There has to be a camaraderie, there has to be a trust, and there has to be a working, a relationship that allows you to overcome that. And so you got to pick the people that are going to be on your team very, very carefully. And then you also got to make sure that the team members individually are going to work well together, right? Which is a combination of culture fit, it's a combination of diversity, right, in thought and complementary skills. And so one of the things that we really liked about Jason was his operational background, right? And so if you look at the 4 core VC members in my first 4 rounds, we have a good mix of folks that bring a people skill set to the table, operations skill set, strategy skill set, and fundraising skill set. And so we can tap into these things at the appropriate time. But also we create an environment where there can be a lot of just free-form discussion and honesty about what the challenges are, right? And a lot of great brainstorming and thinking. And I think looking back, if we didn't have the right set of people around the table and a set of working relationships and discussions around the board, it would have been harder, much harder for us to work through. And it's not clear that we would have been able to work through the challenges that we did.